Here are some of the highlights from episode 1 with attorney Joe Freed.
I'm turning this podcast on you a bit, but here's the truth. I mean, when you meet with somebody and you see a 17-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 25-year-old young woman, I know a little bit about you. I'm not going to say all things. It's for you to tell your story. So I'm not telling your story, but you know a little bit. You know a little bit about what might go through a young woman's mind. Maybe it's relationship issues. Maybe it's a child that's there. Maybe it's how they interacted with their family and their culture and their world and their spirituality and their whatever. But so do you bring that? Most people who are financial people will say, well, what the hell does that have to do with my job as a financial person? My gosh, I'm there about dollars and cents and product sales. Really? I don't think so. I look at the world the other way. Those other things, those numbers and dollars and products, those are the excuses those are the excuses that took you to this person's life. Now, what are you going to do as the person who's lived life? What are you bringing to that person's existence? The other things are the excuse. It's the opposite of the way we're trained. I'm the lawyer in the case, right? But no, really, being the lawyer was just an excuse to get me into their lives and to get them into my lives. We're there together for a reason. We have to struggle together. We have to figure out why we're together and what we're going to do together that's going to be, in my world, pleasing to God and helpful to the world at the end of the day.
And that's the ultimate service, right, to another.
Is there any other way to be?
Well, I think it's for the people who can't cross that line, it feels daunting because they still haven't dealt with their own emotions, their own life struggles. And it's hard to look at somebody else's problems when you can't handle your own, right? And so people can function within a job and say, this is my job, I'm just going to go and do my job, and then try to stay above water, right? And so I think for me, even learning the skill set of being in the profession and the career that I'm in, that was great. It was very helpful. It allowed me to talk about who I am and what I do. But ultimately, what has helped me as a person is to be open and see myself in the people that I am working with. Because when I'm helping them, I feel like I'm helping a part of me that's still very much like them. It's not completely, I haven't completely healed or I haven't completely transformed. I'm still, their struggle is a human struggle. It's my struggle. And it would be very ignorant to dismiss that. It would be it's what, in a way, it's like you're blind, you don't even know it's there.
I agree with everything you said. One thing, I'm glad that you went further, because I was going to call you out and say, the way you're saying they haven't dealt with their stuff and therefore they can't. Well, that's just as true for me. Okay. I mean, I don't want anybody to think I've dealt with my stuff and I'm in this holier than anybody's place. I've dealt with my stuff just enough to know how much more stuff I have to deal with.
Right.
Okay? I mean, it's like, in psychodrama world, which I've now done, hundreds and I'm sure more than 1,000 hours of in my, my time. The saying is, you always have another psychodrama. There's always another one locked and loaded for you, ready to go. So there's layers to this, and I think it's a mistake to say I'm going to be better when X. That's not really the way it works. I mean, you meet the challenges that you're at and the people who come into your life right where you are and right where they are. We don't get to choose, and we shouldn't be judging. I would say my first rule of persuasion, because I'm in the persuasion field and so are you. My first rule, and I try to remind myself all the time, is to meet people where they really are, not where I think they ought to be, not where they would be if they were just reasonably intelligent, if they just knew their stuff, but to truly meet them where they are without judgment about them. And only when I do that, and when I can really do that without the persuasion agenda poking its head in, when I can really truly meet them there and walk with them there for a little bit, then can I start to walk them towards somewhere else.